Oh, hi. Oh, look, the microphone's way
Morning.
back by me.
Yeah, sorry.
You have one job. No, I'm kidding. You have too many jobs. I'm not expecting you to keep track of that.
Good Monday morning, Tuesday, something.
It's our Monday. It's your Tuesday. We didn't even get a Sunday. So, hi. I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in, I think that's Thunder.
I think that's Thunder too.
In probably gonna storm today, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
It sounds like people are moving furniture way upstairs.
Yes.
I had a haul of thunder by my house and it looked like it was going to be horrible. And there was a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of our county. And I think I got a spattering of raindrops last night.
Yeah, it just slipped right south instead of coming this way.
Yeah. And today, I want to say my watch gave us it's already 72 degrees at 9:30 in the morning. And there's a 20% chance of rain starting at 1 o'clock today, according to my watch, which is not as full-fledged as, an app on the phone, but it's already thundery and looking stormy and looking a little crazy. And
let's check the radar.
And I was supposed to be dropping my car off for an oil change today and a state inspection. And oh my gosh, that, I have a raincoat, I have my umbrella. I don't think I want to use my umbrella with the thunder I'm hearing.
Well, all of this seems to be
up in the clouds.
Parkway and the other side is 64.
But it sounds like it's right over our heads. It's always the craziest thing. I was saying it to them, not to you. Because she already knows. So
yeah, we might not get it.
We might not get it, but it sounds like we're going to get it.
Sounds like it.
It's very ominous. So, yes, we are. I don't know about you, but I'm tired. I know it's not a surprise. This is more than usual.
It's our baseline.
I don't even have my name tag on. See that? Look. Problems. I haven't really drunk this yet, but luckily it's in a Yeti and it's still warm. Yay. So I will nurse it while we talk. So I have a hope of being functional today. I filmed for 3 videos yesterday and didn't touch any of them because I finished editing the one I filmed last week for the sock knit along. At least in theory, I'm catching up. Behind where I was last week, but I'm catching up. We had a very wonderful, you're not helping, you're just knitting.
Sorry,
but
I'm listening.
Very important skill. However, this is a 2-person show.
It is a 2-person show.
I'm kidding. I ramble, so it's my fault.
You were on a roll.
It was like I'm filling dead air. No, I am on a roll. Let's be honest. Because when I'm tired, I babble.
No.
So we had a very lovely virtual sit and stitch on Sunday, which feels like yesterday, but it was 2 days ago. And the next one we're going to do, it's our dual platform virtual sit and stitch, which means we tape it and broadcast it live on Facebook. And then the Zoom part of it is happening just like it does on Tuesday and Friday nights. So if you're curious what it's all about, you can go back and watch old recordings on our Facebook page, Sun Dragon Art and Fiber. They're the really long ones. There's lots of videos there, but they're the ones that aren't 1 minute. They're the ones that 4 hours. So the next one is we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a break, not as much as we did in April where we took the month off. We're going to give ourselves 5 weeks from last Sunday. So it is July 17th is the next one that we are going to do.
Smack dab in the middle of July.
Because this one happened just before the middle of June. And June and July, all these months feel weird to me because July has 5 Saturdays.
And 5 Sundays.
Yes, but I was only looking at Saturdays because I had to schedule classes.
Yes.
But she's thinking about Sundays because of the virtual sit and stitch, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
I have to sneeze again. I don't think I'm gonna sneeze as hard as last week. Actually, now that I'm
What is
talking
in
about it,
your
it's going away. No, it's not my coffee. It's my yarn lung. Yeah, anyway, it's a tickle. I've told the story before. I think that like my cat knows when I'm about to sneeze, like he knows what the intake of breath is like before a sneeze when I'm like, and he freaks out and runs away because he knows how. Now that I did that, no wait, maybe it's a will she won't she situation right now. Oh my gosh. But no, when I have that sudden intake of breath, he is out like a shot. He's just like, I'm not hanging around. I'm gonna
turn the other way. Bless you.
It's just a sneeze. Just trying not to sneeze on her and also not put my bum near the camera just in case. The microphone, whatever. I give up. So don't touch this yarn today because I just sneezed on it. I think I'm okay. Anyway, that was our panic in the beginning of the pandemic, was like if anyone touched or breathed on anything, we put it in quarantine for like a week.
Yeah.
And I saw a local business advertising on Facebook saying, "Thank you for shopping small. Without you, we wouldn't have made it through COVID. We wouldn't be here post-COVID." And I'm thinking, it's not done yet. What are we doing? But for some people, they think it's done. So we are writing it out as best we can. We have a business across the street that has been shut down. By the time it reopens, it'll be at least a week and a half because of multiple employees getting COVID. And multiple employees, that's it. So
we're trying really hard.
We're trying really hard not to have to not film and not open the shop. So at the very least, right? So enough of that. No, my cat, it's so funny because I'm totally squirreling here. I've only had one mouthful of coffee. Let me keep going. It's so funny because I'm like, I look at him and I go, you sneeze too. Cat sneezes too.
But it's not as horrifying as when a person sneezes.
A person that's 10 times bigger than them sneezes.
Cats sneeze and it's kind of cute.
It's like, yeah, that's my cat sneezing. I don't think his paws go like that though. His head wiggles and then he's like, what the heck just happened? That was weird. And no matter how many times it happens. But no, then I think about that, like myself compared to my dad sneezing is the same exponential factor. So yeah, I get it. But I don't run out of the room when my dad sneezes. I just brace myself. I just go like, and I write it out. So anyway, what? Are you messing up?
I forgot the yarn over.
We all make mistakes. There wasn't supposed to be. There's yarn overs in that.
There's supposed to be a yarn over right there, and I forgot
Did it hop your stitch marker?
No, I didn't put it in. Because now I'm purling. I know it doesn't look like it, but I am. It was supposed to go yarn over, knit one, turn it around, do the German short row thing.
Oh, you're doing a short row thing? But why?
Because I can avoid.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to make it look like garter in the round.
It is garter in the round.
Without
purling.
Okay. Garter is what happens. Most of you know this, but garter is what happens when you knit flat every row. You get, I call them peaks and valleys. You get bumps on both sides to get that look, which is Liz's favorite because she doesn't like purling, and that's knitting flat every row. But right now she's knitting in a circle, so she's never turning the work around.
Actually, I'm knitting in a square.
Can I tell you how much it annoys me when you're super, super literal? It's like working with a teenager. You're going around and
on circular needles.
If you really wanted to do a square, you should have it on super, super, super long double points to show everybody a square.
I should.
Who wants to send her super, super long double
I have
points?
some super, super long.
They're not that long.
They're long enough.
Are they?
Mhm.
For this huge half shawl you're making?
Mhm. Because like I can squish all of one side that much.
That will end in disaster. Unless you put stitch stoppers on the end of every single one. What I like to call bumper knitting. Bumper knitting. Would you really squish every single side onto one of your swizzle sticks?
I can
Like
squish
one
4
side
sides.
onto one swizzle stick?
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, that's the
Because I mean, you know, it's
my
like 5 inches.
people would probably pay to see that because my my ranunculus that I pulled out and knit a few rows on during the virtual sit and stitch this Sunday. I did it as my morning meditation yesterday, and all I did, I mean, it's just knitting, but it is teeny tiny yarn. It's the same yarn as you're using, but you're double
I'm
stranded.
double stranded.
It's teeny tiny yarn on a 10 needle. It's lace weight yarn. And one of the fun things about that, I can get the weight of this right, is like I have all these stitches, right? And it's kind of see-through. It's kind of fun, but I can load up. Like I'm going to keep going here. I'm just going to keep pushing and pushing. And I don't know if this is the reason people liked my video, because I was just kept pushing all these stitches up on here, or if they liked seeing me knit something teeny tiny on big needles, or if the algorithm was just weird that day. I don't even know. So I can get it to the point where the other stitches are super spread out. Like, look at that. That is a good, like over like maybe 3/4 of this whole ranunculus is right here. Is all this fabric is right here squished up on the needle. So I jammed it up. Part of the video was me jamming it up. And then the rest of the video was just me knitting. Like that's not, I don't think that's super exciting. So I think it must have been how many stitches is she gonna put on that needle? Oh my gosh, look at all that. But if I just put this in my bag like this, it would blah, sadness. So I'm gonna move it back off my needle because I talk with my hands. So, but I think people would pay to see that, or they'd give you lots of likes. But she doesn't really post that stuff.
I might have to do that just for,
now that we've said it, you're gonna try it
just for giggles,
just to prove that she's knitting in a square. Whereas I'm knitting, I'm on my second. What I filmed yesterday. Oh, hey, there's a barber cord. Said no knitter ever, and organized chaos in my bag. Wrong one. Shoot. Speaking of pulling stitches off your needle, I just felt my stitch marker graze my leg.
That's what I did with my ranunculus that I have on double points, that I pulled the wrong.
I meant to pull this one that is just being held in here and not in the stitches, to pull that free, and I pulled one of the other ones free. And I'm gonna see if, where'd it go?
What color was it?
It was one of my little beady ones, so it's teeny tiny.
Oh, I see a triangle.
No, I see the beady.
Okay. It blended with the carpet.
Everything's okay. Order has been restored. It did. So what I was filming yesterday was the heel on this. I have one video I filmed for the flap, one video for the turn, and one video for the gusset, the 3 main parts of a traditional cuff down sock. I've seen pictures of toe up socks that have this same formula, and they must do it opposite, and I'm just not as familiar. I am not an expert in socks by any way, shape, or form. I am learning as I go, just like a lot of other people. So I'm putting this back on. The whole reason I pulled this out was this method of small circumference knitting. I am technically knitting in a circle, but it looks like a square. So it's the opposite of what Liz is doing. Long story long. But yeah, this is knitting in the round. It's all of it's knitting in the round. So I called it a circle. This has jokes.
and lots.
I have to say, speaking of jokes and laughing, I was listening to something, I don't remember what it was, but it was not something that should be laughed at. It was a very serious topic on the radio. And I started thinking about us laughing last Thursday. And I had another fit of uncontrollable laughter.
Just get the giggles. Oh yeah.
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 It's oh, that's one of the reasons I like the show Coupling so much. It's a British, it's like you could call it the British Friends, but that doesn't do it justice because there's 3 girls and 3 guys, and it's about single life or not single life, you know, in probably London, somewhere in England. And one of their episodes was about, it was like they call it the bubble or something like that, and it was about when you get the giggles, especially at a situation like that, like a funeral where you're not supposed to laugh, and by trying to keep it in, it grows and it ends up coming. And they did it by like stacking empty beer glasses. It's like you stack them high enough they fall. And I'm not doing it justice, but it was really funny because then of course it does happen later in the episode at a funeral. So
Of course. Yeah.
of course, yeah, but it's just that British humor that the timing was just right. So
So what else did you do this weekend? I didn't do much.
I was gonna say we usually
was-
start with you.
Bored with like everything.
Sounds like a personal problem, Liz.
So I started
It's like
socks.
caffeine tolerance. Nothing is keeping her attention. She needs more. Oh, I didn't know you were going to tell people about that. You did start those
No,
on
these ones
Knit
I
in Public
started
Day.
on Saturday. I haven't touched the other one.
She tried.
I tried.
That is our self-patterning Fair Isle worsted weight. So she
Yes.
doesn't have to be on teeny tiny needles like me.
They're 4s.
Like, see, let's compare. Oh, you're on 4s.
I'm on
Wow.
4s.
Because when I made worsted weight ones, I was on a 6.
Yeah, but feel that.
Oh, I know. It's going to feel wonderful.
It's
It's
all
going to be nice and
tight
yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
ones I made on size 6s, my dad's still wearing. They haven't worn out. So
Well, your dad doesn't run around barefoot all day in public areas. So
nobody who runs around sock foot all day at home.
do they have carpet or concrete floors?
Point.
The concrete's going to wear harder.
On everything.
Yeah.
They have some hardwood and some carpet. So it's not a competition. Because she's probably gonna win.
I wear through socks so fast
Mhm.
that like yeah. So I did start socks.
Okay.
We'll see when they get done, but I started them.
We started socks. Those don't look like she's touched them since we were doing Worldwide Knit
Saturday?
Republic Day.
No, because
why?
Saturday night I went home and finished baking my hair, and Sunday I put in my new summer hair.
And we didn't have a weekend. So
And Monday I finished putting in my hair, and then I worked on projects that I'd already, like you can't tell I worked on them.
I know I've got some stuff that like you probably like this one I held it up. My Ranunculus, I tried it on for the virtual sit and stitch group. I'm probably not going to put it on the barber cord right now, but it's gotten longer. It's about, I'm closing in on 10 inches and then I'm going to do the ribbing at the bottom. So it's going to be nice and long and drapey, but it's at the point where I can knit for like 10 rows and it doesn't look like I've done anything to it. So
I got done with my red and my gray stripes.
That's
and
super
now I'm
cute.
back on my pink. But like
super cute.
if it's not striped, you can't tell I worked on it. I
It
did
doesn't
another
change color.
did a bunch of rows on this one. But
Is that your half?
my half.
The other one is her total half.
Total half. I kind of thought last night, I was like, ooh, if I work on this, then I can get to the fun part, which is all charts, which I might not be able to do anywhere but on Monday in the quiet of my room because it's all charts. But that's the fun part.
There's a lot of stuff that we're doing right now that's more complicated. And when do we do it is the question, because I mean, not on camera here, most likely, because that's distracting. Any sit and stitch I do with company, I feel like I have to be paying attention. and potentially moderating, but that doesn't work if I'm doing something that needs thought.
She tried on Sunday to pick up a project that was a little bit more complicated.
It was only counting to 7. I did one row and put it down. That was my
It was only counting to 7.
that's hard when you're trying to talk at the same time.
It is. It's like counting to 4 can be just as hard. So
That was my so much mohair sticking. That was my Stephen West. I think I've gotten a little more of this done than when I showed it off before. And it's got fuzzies hanging off the back, but my Stephen West Rainer Shine Shawl, which is so dark and broody that like from back there, you can't even tell where the colors are changing.
it's great.
But it is. I'm still like on the fence about my choices, but it's going to be different because he did all his in all hot colors. I'm thinking about making kits for this. It's going to take 10 of our little balls of mohair, 2 each of 5 colors. So I could make a couple kits and just see out of some of the sugar bush colors we have left. Because once we're out, we're out.
We only have like,
I'm looking at
4
a ton over there. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
there's like 3 colors in that ton.
I know. If I have enough for 5, I'll make 1 kit. She said 3. We'll see.
I looked through it the other day. So like, it's like a crap ton of the red and the purple and the blue.
The red and the fuchsia and the aqua. We had 3 aquas returned.
Yeah.
As long as we have 2 of a couple more colors, we can make a crazy patchwork kit. We'll see. Anyway, I'm using all the sparkly colors from the Lana Gato mohair that we have that's only in sparkly right now. And so all of it sparkles ever so slightly. You cannot see it on camera. But that was not happening on Sunday because counting to 7. And let's see, I had my class for the Mina's vanilla sock recipe. Y'all have seen this before because I finished this, but since I started a class with the toe, I have done a little bit of my toe. Ta-da! And these are not going to match. I mean, they coordinate. That's what they're not going to have stripes in the same places because it's like one sock started with its repeat up here. Like that toe's down here and here's this one. So if I put them side by side, the stripes are going to happen in the same order. They're just going to happen in a slightly different place. See? So I think that's going to be cute, actually. I'm excited about that. But not everyone will be excited about that.
My stripes on my socks are going the reverse order because I'm pulling from the inside and the outside of the balls. So
yes, I think that's fun too.
They looked like they were going to be perfectly matched.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went into
I think I did that on one yeah, well, and first of all, they look like they're going to be perfectly matched, but because she's pulling from the inside and the outside, they have to unless there's a tie in it.
Yeah,
where it totally shifts again. They have to go in the opposite order. If it's one long continuous yarn that stripes like this, but you're going from opposite ends, it's going to stripe in a different order. Definitely. So I think I did that on purpose with one of my Christmas socks. So, one pair just did that on purpose just for fun.
Well, like the toes are like exactly the same.
Which is cute.
Off just a little bit, but then I get the patch, or not the patchwork, the Fair Isle bits in there.
Some people call it jacquard.
And
it's the super fancy name for it. Yes.
So it's fun.
I don't know when I last showed this off, but I made a little more progress I tried to vary my projects.
These Thursday? Have we started them on Thursday?
What on Thursday?
Our bags. Because I've got two. You're showing off your new crochet project.
Yeah, it took me a while to catch up that this is a bag. I was like, what bags are you talking? I might need some more sleep. When did I started this on Thursday?
That's what did we show them off on Thursday? Because you were like, I might have gotten a little bit more work.
I talked about it. I don't remember when I can go back and look on my Instagram. Crochet bag, yay! Liz is doing different sizes. I'm doing a cotton one, following the instructions for the Montana bag. Okay, here's what I remember. Is we advertise this yarn on Wednesday.
Yes.
This is on sale today. And then we'll switch to something else tomorrow. And I've used up 2 skeins of this. It might not be reflected in the system. So if you buy 3 skeins of it and we still have enough left, I will send it to you. And if not, I'll order more. So this is the succulent. I can't remember when I started it, but yeah,
we might have started on Wednesday afternoon.
We might have. So here is the loveliness that is how fast crochet goes versus how fast knitting goes. I already have all of this done. I have just attached, well, I've more than just attached my second skein. My second skein started with this top part of the ready color in here. I can show you where the, ta-da, right there. So I've done about 3 rows or so, and a row counts as, and here, if this pulls out like that, I just have to redo it. It's not like knitting where it's going to disappear and I have to pick up all my stitches. Nah, it's fine. A row is going across both sides of this, going in a circle. I'm having a class on June 2nd, July. Words are hard when you've only had a few mouthfuls of coffee. So hard. I'm doing a class on this on the 2nd of July. Those are in-person classes. We are doing a knit along on this in July. I'll show y'all. That's why I'm trying to get it done early so we can test it out. But that's some progress I made over the weekend. What else did I work on? I worked on the socks. I really did. I have to get back to Hermione's everyday sock and make some good progress on this, because either the other 2 had classes or videos, or I did a video on the start. I'm just casting this part on. I just published that this morning. I need to finish. This is my first Hermione's everyday sock of the set. The other 2 socks
Hold on. When you finish it, you'll have a pair.
Yeah, turn that because it's flat, Liz. There we go. We can see it. They can't. The first time I attempted the Hermione's everyday sock pattern, I got 1 done. I did the end on double points, and now I don't know why. I think it's because it was written for 2 circulars and I hadn't learned that method yet. I'm pretty sure I did it on double points, and I suffered from second sock syndrome. And I'm doing this one at a time because I was doing all of them one at a time for my first go round with all these patterns. This is why a lot of people, especially if they're doing it on a circular needle or 2 circular needles, do socks 2 at a time. Because then when, I mean, it probably takes the same amount of time. I really don't think it saves you any time, but you have less of a chance of falling victim to second sock syndrome, where you finish one and then you go, I have to make another. Instead, you stall out halfway through on 2 and go, I can't finish this.
And that's okay, because they're both halfway done.
And if they're halfway done, especially if they're toe up, you can bind them off at the ankle and have little anklets. Yay!
Never did that. That's how I finished my first sock.
She did that to my sock. Yep. Anyway, so that's the silliness that is us right now. I don't feel like we were as funny as Thursday.
It's hard to beat Thursday.
I'm feeling a little bit worn out from a very, very busy weekend. And I always, at this time of life, I'm always like, let's hope it's just from a very busy weekend and nothing else, and we'll find out. So on that note, we're still requiring masks in the shop, just in case, because say my rundownness was not just rundownness. You can visit us until I find out and hopefully not catch anything from me, because I will be wearing a mask when you come in. Liz may not be so lucky because we do this. We stay away from each other, but the more contagious this thing gets, the less that matters, I feel like. Anyway. Yeah. But yes, that's also why we ask customers to wear a mask into our shop, so we are not endangering ourselves, our family, or other customers, if possible. We do our best. So we should wrap up, weirdly enough, already. So tonight is virtual sit and stitch, not on Facebook, only on Zoom. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. and you can get into Zoom with the shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
Like that's how you get into our meeting on Zoom. I'm pretty sure in all the Facebook and Instagram links that I post, there's the whole code that you can copy and paste into your web browser if you're not sure how to navigate Zoom. We'll be doing the same thing on Friday, but like if we want to take you through the week, here's how the week is going. Virtual sit and stitch tonight. VSC edition tomorrow morning, where we'll put new things on sale for you, and we'll try to publish as soon as we can on that. In-person sit and stitch outside the shop tomorrow morning from 10 to 12 if it's not pouring rain. If it's light rain, we might have room under the gazebo once the Bracken Mountain Breakfast Club that's meeting there, even though Bracken Mountain is not open this week. Once they leave, we can set up there. So you might want to give yourself a little cushion time if it's raining and you still want to come because it's only outside. Thursday, we have our Dear Becky and Lizzie in the morning. Before the shop opens, we'll be filming that. So if you have a question you would like us to talk to you about, you should email
Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
And then 10 to 12 in the morning on Thursday is our drop-in help time outside the shop. That is a time for no appointment necessary. Drop $20 on us and we'll help you with your projects. Friday, I think we don't have anything structurally planned during the day. We have sit and stitch in the evening from 7 to 9 p.m. on Zoom. Once again, Saturday, so all these things we're starting to like move in means we have a whole docket of things to get through here. Saturday in the morning will be, I'm calling it the sock forum, because to be completely honest, no one took this class, which is okay. So Saturday would have been the second session of this class. So instead, it is going to be a wide open, no appointment needed, come ask questions about socks or start socks, or again, $20 for that. And then Saturday afternoon is an in-person sit and stitch. Our in-person sit and stitches, oh, it's starting to rain. Knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Big drops out
good
there.
too.
They're all leaving. Run. Okay. Sorry. Wasn't nice. So our Saturday, again, weather permitting, our in-person sit and stitch, they don't cost anything. We always tell people, we used to tell people if you want to bring a snack or something to share, and I don't know, we're not sharing as much during COVID, but it's the sit and stitch has no financial obligation to it. It is just a time for communal gathering. And because of that, it's kind of hard for those to be, hey, let's get help from Rebecca times. They're more, let's sit and chat with other knitters and crocheters. And so that's what Saturday afternoon is. And that will be from 1 to 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, weather permitting. With weather like this, it all depends if we can, if it's not blowing, we might be able to have it in the gazebo, which is a covered structure only on the top.
If it doesn't look like it's blowing in the real world, it really could be blowing here. So we just don't.
And I mean, like last Wednesday, we didn't have in-person sit and stitch on Wednesday. Nobody came to because there was the threat of rain, and it rained like right when it would have been wrapping up. But it's one of those, you don't know where you are if it's raining where we are. And so that's a gamble. And we totally understand and respect that. But also know if you show up and it's pouring, we might say, come inside for a minute to wait for a break, but we're not going to say, let's move sit and stitch inside.
Yeah.
Not comfortable with that yet. So anyway, that's us today. I'm sure there's other things I maybe thought about working on, but didn't this weekend. Oh, I started making a little dragon for my niece, but I only have this much of the head done and I left it at home because, it needs wire and things that I've ordered, and I'm at a stalled out point, so I wasn't going to bring it in and just show you this little itty bitty chunk. You know, there's stuff I'm working on at home. I'm also working on a blanket for my cousin's wedding, and I've had this yarn for forever in a basket that the cat also slept in at the old house, and my money is on either the cat molested this thing of yarn or a mouse did, because I've been knitting with one ball of yarn that keeps breaking. Either has a slice in it or a few of the plies have fallen apart. And at first I was going, oh no, moths. And then I said nothing else except for the yarn that was in this one container has experienced that. And I was trying to just knit through it because there's other balls that there's been like one fuzzy spot and that's it. This one, there's been like 4 and I'm still only halfway through. And I think I'm going to back it out. I have an extra ball of this color. I'm like pairing colors. And so 2 balls of each color are needed for the blanket so far. And I have 3 balls of this one. So I was trying to make it work. And then I'm like, there's so many ends to weave in right now. I'm probably going to have to back out about 6 rows of knitting and start with a different ball and hope the other ball functions better. So honestly, the last thing I want to give them is a moth infested blanket. But again, I don't think it's moths. I haven't seen any evidence of eggs or anything else like that. But it's worrisome. It's either the cat kneading and settling into this bucket of yarn I had, or we might have had some mice in the place that I vacated. There were mice in the place I live now, I know, but I'm thinking, I think I heard nibbling at that back station with all the windows where I used to film, and we never could find anything. And now I'm wondering if they were chewing on my Cascade 220 superwash.
Probably.
And why wasn't my cat doing his job? Because he does it now, but he didn't do it then.
Cat had other issues.
He had other issues. It's true. Okay. We need to open up the shop, even though with the rain, hopefully no one's coming. But knowing us with the rain, everybody's needs to get inside. So we need to put our masks on and start up all the fans and such and such and such. So good to see you today. We will see you tomorrow where we'll talk about stuff that we want to sell you.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. All right. Bye.